Hey, I'm Becky and this is
Fuzz.
And we're the Hope and Mum and Dad podcast. We're on episode 38 and we're here to talk to you today about our 2-week wait.
So super duper quick condensed catch up with what's been, like our story so far. Trying to start a family, didn't happen. Went to the doctors, loads of tests, not the best way of doing them either, like the wrong order.
Yeah.
Turns out it's my count. I got good quality but low count. So we've been referred to ICSI. We've had Becky had loads of hormones to stimulate more eggs to be ready.
Yeah.
Then she had a trigger shot, which basically went, all the eggs get out. And then she went in to get them collected. We had 5 originally, right?
5 collected.
5 collected. 2 of them weren't very good. And then, so that left 3. And then we had...
No.
Go on, you do that bit.
2 were good.
Yeah.
3 got knocked off.
Yeah.
If that's the right way.
Yeah. For various reasons at different stages.
Yeah,
so we ended up with 2 eggs.
Yeah. 1 transferred, 1 in the freezer. Yay.
So right now, we're time traveling a bit again, but right now, Becky has a fertilized embryo, day 5.
Day 5.
Day 5 embryo in the oven.
Yeah.
In the womb.
Well, theoretically, in the past.
In the past, yeah. If you're listening,
Time traveling back to June 2021.
like people are gonna listen. People listen to podcasts at different times anyway,
Yeah.
so this is where we're at the moment.
Yeah, so finally, after almost nearly 4.5 years, there is a little fertilized egglet, as you have been referring to it, in my womb. And so the process when you have an egg transferred is that once it's in, you have to wait for 2 weeks. It's famously
They meant
known
to
as
give you a cup of
wait.
tea on the way out as well, which Becky was quite annoyed about last time.
So we're in the 2-week wait, and it's torturous because there's not a lot you can do. They don't tell you to change anything, just not even take it easy, really.
They're
just
like, you do you.
carry on with your normal life. So it was like frustrating, really. First time we've ever done it. The furthest along we've ever been, isn't it? Because, I mean...
It was really weird it was hard to know what to feel like as well.
Because in the IVF community and in the trying to conceive community... like
Should we just say other people seem to next time?
All right.
Because we say that a lot and it's like...
Yeah.
We could probably just say other people seem to.
So at this stage, you're pregnant until proven otherwise, or pregnant and staying pregnant. So you're called pupo or PASP. So we've never been pregnant before. So this was like, regardless of what the outcome was after the 2-week wait,
deal.
We were pregnant, and that's a big deal, yeah. So even if it turned out it was negative, at least for a day, I was pregnant. No. Do you know what I mean?
No, I don't get that. But
well, because the egg is fertilized and it's inside me, so that means I'm pregnant.
Yeah, anyway, go on. Yeah.
So yeah, we I don't know what we did really to pass the time. We've been for walks.
We just did normal stuff, and I think
TV.
I was like, I can't think about it because it's too much.
You talked to Egglet a little bit. You did.
Yeah, but I was like, I don't want to get too into it because anything can happen.
Yeah.
I am like, people must. Anyone that listens, I know there's probably more women than men listening, but I must sound like a right moody bastard. But I'm not.
You're just being real.
Yeah, I'm just trying to manage my expectations.
You are a moody bastard.
But yeah, that's me personally. I won't apologise for it. But a lot of, if some people might think that's super like a proper downer kind of thing, but for me, I'd rather just like manage my expectations and be like, scientific process. Might work, might not. We'll come to that bridge if it gets to it.
I was on the internet all the time Googling, naturally, as you do. They gave us the test date of the 2nd of July. So we had to wait till then, which was 2 weeks following the transfer, a Saturday morning. But by this stage, my little head had started ticking over. And like I said, I'd been on the internet. And we were getting closer, but not close enough to the date. And it got to day 10, and my logic was, well, we're on day 10, the embryo's 5 days old.
Okay, so yeah, this is around the time of my Ironman race.
Yeah, this is a week before
So
your Ironman.
just to add a little zhuzh of drama into it as well.
Da, da, da.
I have been training for an Ironman race for like a year or just over a year, which is, I don't think it's a big deal, but like a lot of people think, are like, oh my god, like, so basically, the Ironman event is like to swim 4 kilometers or 2 miles, then ride a bike for 100 miles or 180 kilometers, and then run a marathon. Mm-hmm. So I was training
26 miles. Is that
26 marathon. People, that's the one that people know the most, I think. So this was like, were we traveling when we did the test?
Not the first one.
No. Okay. So
hint. Yeah. You were major stressed anyway, because basically so
we were told stuff. And Becky went, well, actually, if I Google this and then I take this bit of information but leave this bit out, then
I think it's completely natural.
Yeah, but this is what we'll say to everyone.
Don't do it.
Do not do what we did. If they tell you to test on a day, that is the day. Don't mess with it. Don't do tests, please. Here's
the reason why.
Yeah, the reason why was because Becky thought, if I take this day and not this day, it's only really applicable for IVF and ICSI, I think, because of the transfer dates and the frozen stuff.
Yeah, the fact that the embryo is growing or has grown.
So Becky was like, if the embryo is already kind of growing for a bit, then I can skip a couple of days because we're a couple of days ahead. Mm-hmm. And I was like, no, don't. And then after about the 750th time, I was like, okay, let's go. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
And then
we did it.
You bought a test, didn't you?
Yeah.
Remember which one?
A blue dye one. Am I allowed to say the brand? Yeah. Clear blue.
I don't know why you think they're going to sue you or something.
I don't know. Well, yeah, we bought that test. And peed on the stick and then went to bed. And then woke up. I think when I peed on it, it was negative. And then I left it.
We don't know.
And went to bed. And when we came back, there was like a faint line.
So we were like, oh shit, it hasn't worked. And then we were like, maybe it has. Because of evaporation line. So if you're doing a test, only do the test when you're told to.
And only read it within the time.
And don't mess around with it and stuff. Even get someone like that you live with or someone else to just take it off you.
But at this point, we'd seen the test and I was like, oh, it's inconclusive. It might have worked, it might not. We should just wait for 4 days. But then the crazy pee on a stick lady came out in Fuzz, not me. And he was like, we need to go and get another test. So we quickly...
Because I thought, what if it's just like a dodgy test?
Yeah.
We get another test and we know for sure.
So we drove to Tesco and bought a digital test, which I thought would be more reliable. And I peed on a stick in Tesco and brought it out without looking at it. And that one was not pregnant.
And then I had to go and do my Ironman race.
No, that was like a few days before your Ironman. So then we were like, okay, well, we won't test. It's probably not worked. We won't test until the test date. So
which was
the 2nd of July.
Which was in relation to
2 days
race.
before your Ironman race. Yeah. So I think after that, then I started spotting, like, not good. It wasn't ideal. So we'd had negative test and then I started spotting. So we were like, oh, well, it's over. But I phoned up the clinic and told them that happened. And they were like, you still have to test on test day, even though we knew it hadn't worked. So we were like in a bummer place anyway. And then we tested on test day and lo and behold, it was negative.
It was an absolute mess of a way to do it, really.
Yeah. And then you had to go and do your race and like stay away from me, like go and be up in Bolton.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
While I was feeling like shit, you were feeling like shit.
I felt like worse because I was like, I'm not with you. But it's something I was training for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Cost like about,
there's nothing you could have done anyway.
I know. And you were with your mum.
Yeah. So it was crap. And so...
It wasn't great though. It wasn't like, I'm in a good place.
And then because it hasn't worked, the whole, I wish we had more in the freezer kind of thing came back. But we still had one frozen one in the embryo, one frozen one in the freezer. So that's another thing.
I think I was just like, fuck it. Just didn't work.
Yeah.
We knew it wasn't going to, like, it could have not worked. So onward, but yeah.
You were really pragmatic about it and didn't get too upset. But from that point,
that is not a bad thing, though.
No, I'm not saying it.
But every time I keep bringing it up, but I do feel like there's like this big pushback. Like if you are like that, like, oh, that's not good. But okay, head down. We'll just go for the next one. It's like almost stigmatized. It's like you're not allowed to. It's like you have to be like really upset about it.
No, I think it's really good because like it didn't affect your mental health because you thought like that. But my mental health really suffered. Like I got really upset, and I don't think I was physically upset all the time, but I was definitely depressed and not myself.
You had to be,
and I drank
really
more
bad.
And ate more. I was just like, oh fuck it, I'll drink loads, I'll eat loads. It was like leading up to the summer holidays, so I just had a really like helped you loads in the summer, worked hard with the weddings, but when I was not working, we would drink a lot.
You're just hanging out, just doing what people do for fun.
Yeah,
eating bad food.
I was trying not to eat bad food and trying not to drink too much before it. So I was just like,
like people like, I really do think people should like manage their expectations going into it, because if you think, it's a process and it might not work first time, but it may never work.
Yeah.
But there's a good chance if you are successful with IVF, then I think there's a good chance that you're gonna have some unsuccessful attempts along the way.
Yeah.
So if you can really get down to your head, like, this
statistically,
this
it's
is
more
probably
likely
going to happen. Yeah.
It's not going to work on the first time.
Yeah, it might take you
even
a
though
few
you hear
goes.
those stories, it's not necessarily going to happen.
I think, oh, that's great, but that's kind of like a story of someone winning lottery. You just go.
Lots of people though just have an opposite mindset and are very hopeful, so they believe that, like me, I believe that it could work.
Yeah, but I'm hopeful of the outcome at the end of the process, and this is just part of the process.
Yeah.
If you think about it statistically, the odds are like 33%, right? Something like that.
I suppose it's slightly different as well because I physically went through something and yours was like...
And you did. Fuck
no,
off. You were just at
but
home.
It's more like a mental thing, like a protocol, like go to an appointment, talk about it.
If you reinforce this, like, right, this could be really awesome, but it could also be just a little blip in the roadmap to where we're going. I don't know. It's really
interesting,
that's important.
The different perspectives, and I agree. They're both.
I don't think we've met many women that have had that perspective.
I think we have. I think lots of women think the same as you, and it's a way of protecting yourself from feeling sad and hurting your feelings.
There's nothing wrong with feeling sad, but if I don't feel like I wasn't as sad as you because I was like, right, that didn't work, but it's not over. Whereas you were like,
I wanted it to be work so much that I was like massaging my belly from the get-go, like from the moment they put that egg back in. I was like massaging it and like talking to the baby every day. And that is maybe a mistake. I don't know.
So can you think of like advice for other people that might be going through it, like, because we're a couple living together and everyone knows about it, but like, can you think of how that might, like, what you could maybe I don't know,
just try not to think about it too much, I guess, like you said, like
you're
in a way
to be active, aren't you? You're
distance yourself from it, like, and do something like a day trip or book to go away or do a date night or go for a movie or I don't know,
make a big song
things,
and dance about something.
Do things with your friends to keep you busy so your mind's not on it and it's not like 2 long weeks ahead of you. Like, make sure that you have plans, because I think that takes your mind off it a little bit.
We didn't really do that, did we?
No, we didn't. Well, it was during COVID, so people were not really doing that kind of thing. So it does depend on the circumstance, but I think as long as you keep busy, then the waiting won't be as torturous as it was for us. And some people are just impatient. I'm pretty impatient.
Everyone is.
You're impatient.
We waited 5 years. No, 3, 5. No. Right, but so, yeah, that long 2-week wait, how did you feel during that, like, 2-week wait, do you think?
Just hopeful, positive, calm.
Not bad, yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Didn't feel bad. I felt fine.
Like
probably excited.
Proper gut.
Probably on Pinterest looking at like nursery ideas and looking at baby names. But that's what I think that's what lots of people do. It's what I did when we first started trying to conceive, and I stopped doing that after I don't know how many months of trying to conceive, because it's painful to do it. So and I thought when it came back around,
which is why if it was me, I would be like, everything's normal, not doing anything, just gonna do something else. You know what I mean? And you're just like, Pinterest, baby things,
baby pictures, shopping. Yeah. It is really hard, but I think, like you say, it's better to have a middle ground and kind of be a bit pragmatic.
Do what you want.
Keep hopeful, but
be prepared. Like, just know that it might not be. I know this sounds all horrible, but it's probably more likely it's not going to work than it is. But that's okay.
Just statistically,
because it's
your odds
about
get better as you go
the
along.
journey, isn't it? It's about the end goal.
I think in the past you've called yourself a pessimistic optimist.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Yeah, and it's perfectly fine to be like that. So
make
obviously,
make sure you're busy in those 2 weeks, and maybe, I mean, can you imagine what it'd be like? Do you want to stop playing with your phone? It's gonna, that balancing trick precariously on the edge of that mic, so it's just gonna just put it there. Just put it there. It's just because it rattles the table and makes the mic sound bad. But can you imagine if you hadn't? It might be easier if you haven't told anyone.
I think so. I think that was another big thing with...
Is there a name for people that don't tell anyone and they're like...
No.
Spy IVF?
A name?
I don't know.
Spy.
Yeah, you know. Like,
incognito IVF.
Yeah, it's me.
No. That was another difficult thing because we have been so open about it, and I've told all my friends, most of my colleagues, because I mean school have been amazing at letting me have appointments off. I'm really lucky.
All my grown-up friends.
Yeah, like everyone knew, all the family. So telling people it didn't work was a bit of a bummer. But then at the same time, they were all there to support me and were really positive and like sending nice words.
Do you remember anything that people said that was really annoying?
No.
Just me saying, don't worry, it might work next time.
No one said anything annoying. It's just no one can really say anything to make it better. So everyone does nice things and says nice things, even sends us nice things, but nothing they can do can make it better, really. So that's what's hard, because people mean well, but no one, only you can help yourself, really, because it's about changing your mindset and like carrying on, like you said. It's part of the journey.
Once you've invested all that emotional energy into it, though.
Yeah.
It's
difficult to get out of. Yeah. So the clinic, you have to tell them the result once you've done it on test day, and they...
What were they like on the phone?
Just really sorry. I'm really sorry that's happened, and they say that they're here if you need to talk.
Can you imagine having that job?
They offer you counselling. They say you can have counselling at any time. We're here any time. Do you want to take up the counselling? If not now, then call back if you want to. So that's good. I never did take it up, but in hindsight, it would have been good to do it probably, because I think I was more upset and depressed than I realised at the time. But yeah, that was it. And then I think I can't remember what they do from then. Maybe I think they give you an appointment like in a month's time or a couple of months. They expect you to have menstrual cycle before you go again. So I think they tell you to call them once you've had a period following. It's called like when it doesn't work, I think the bleeding is like a breakout bleed and not a proper period, because it's like, I guess, like a chemical pregnancy. Not necessarily a miscarriage, but I don't know. It didn't work anyway.
We've obviously got a dog, it's obvious. We talk about her all the time, and we've got a little webcam on her. Coco, who dis? Look at that.
She's a Springer Spaniel to anyone listening, and she's very pretty.
It's not the best camera because it's a bit dark. But has Coco been different with you at these different processes? Like when you tested negative, do you think she was a bit more cutchy with you and stuff?
I think she's a really sensitive dog anyway to your emotions, and she's just lovely like that. She knows when you're sad. She will give you. I'm not trying
to sell her or anything.
Nah, but she is just cutchy anyway. If she hears you upset, like she's heard me crying before, she comes over and checks you're okay, and so definitely. On you,
she just goes, "It's okay."
Definitely, if you've got animals, use the animal therapy, and if you haven't got animals, then find something else that makes you feel good to get over it. Do something fun. Eat all the things, drink all the things if you're a drinker.
Go for a walk.
Be in nature.
Found out some cool science. I won't go into it, but basically, everyone's like, oh, being outdoors is good for you. They've like found out.
What happened last time?
I know, it's your camera. I had to restart then. We had to just restart that because the camera went off. But we were saying, being out and about in nature, I'm quite into like science and stuff, and when they come out with new theories and stuff, and they're finding like loads of actual science proven things that prove like being around nature and greenery and stuff is like actually doing chemical stuff to your body.
Yeah.
So it's
good for your well-being.
It is actually really good.
I think it's called biophilia. Possibly.
I don't know. But yeah, I've...
might have just made that up.
That's why
it's a wild lie.
I think, you know, this, our whole journey has been through COVID. I think it's really messed people up a lot more than we realise.
Yeah.
Like,
I think because there's that social distance physically and emotionally between people.
So I think it's not an easy thing to go through anyway as a woman, IVF.
Or a man.
Well, I've been alright, to be honest. You know, just turn up and do what I gotta do and whatever. But
it's not the same for everyone.
No. But yeah, so on top of that, and the whole thing we had to wait ages, and so yeah.
It would have been nice if we could have just gone on holiday, but obviously
What's
did it
that?
in June.
I don't even know what that is.
We did it in June, and then it was wedding season, so it was just like finish school and then straight to work. We had weddings every week back to back because loads of them had rebooked from the previous year where things had been cancelled. So it was very busy summer, working hard and playing hard.
But yeah, you should, like, you know, don't, to anyone that's listening who's had a negative test as well, like, it's hard, so don't
talk about it.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up about it, and
just
if you haven't talked about it with anyone, talk about it anonymously with someone else.
I came off social media because I just couldn't be around it a lot, because obviously I'm very into using social media to talk about IVF and involved in the community and talk to lots of people, but I did go AWOL from it really because it was too much. So if you need to take a break from being around,
talk to us anonymously. If you've got like a burner account and stuff, just message us. I think we're really lucky that we've got each other, and I'm pretty stoic about it.
Some people go through this on their own.
But then I'm not laughing, but I'm smiling because I think, even though you call me a moody bastard,
you called yourself that actually.
Yeah, and you go, oh, you're such a downer or whatever. I think it works well in our setup because you're a bit more sensitive and prone to getting sad about things, and I can kind of which is normal. But
I am a positive person. You make me sound like Eeyore.
No, but
I'm like a mixture between Tigger and Eeyore.
It's completely normal to be upset and down about stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
But if I was just as bad, then we've got two people, and that can kind of compound on it then. It can make it like worse. So
that's the important thing about being in a relationship, I think. You take turns in things being shit and things being good. When one's weaker, the other one has to be a bit stronger. Step up.
Yeah.
Well, just not feeling themselves.
I know, but it must be really awful if like, because sometimes people do it on their own, but when there's two people involved and one person's really down about this or other stuff and this, and then the other person is as well.
Well,
that's like
too difficult to talk to each other sometimes, because
not just that, but like, like when people get really down and bad and stuff, little things, like minuscule things from other stuff can become huge.
Yeah.
And then you've got a whole world of problems then.
Yeah.
So I think we're pretty lucky through it,
Yeah.
Like, but I just feel bad for people that might be going through it on their own.
So definitely reach out and talk to us.
Yeah.
At Hope and Mum and Dad on Instagram, because it would be nice to talk to you, and
we are going to try and get some more people in on the podcast. It's just
we're doing a big catch up.
Yeah, we're kind of time traveling a little bit and stuff and catching up and stuff, but yeah, it's I feel really lucky,
Yeah.
I feel sometimes I feel bad then I mean, obviously we weren't lucky with that negative
but we're
test.
super lucky that we have qualified for NHS IVF. Lots of people have to pay for it.
Yeah.
And they don't qualify for whatever reason.
And in different countries of the world,
Yeah.
It's like...
So just to have had the experience was a lucky thing and a positive thing, even though it didn't work out the way we wanted it.
Yeah, but, you know, when I'm kind of aware that, like, we're pretty lucky. So when I don't know, I don't want to, like, what's the word? Not jammy, but, like, I don't want to, like, when people might be going for a really tough, horrible time with it. And
don't want to rub it in.
Yeah, like, not that I would ever try to, but just putting it out there that we are aware that, like,
we're privileged.
We're pretty lucky that we got each other and stuff. And, you know, so I think it took us a while, you know, we just kind of, like, there wasn't a big closing chapter to that, was it? It was just it just fizzled out.
There was a lot of unknown because we didn't know what the next steps would be. So I think that compounded me feeling sad because we weren't sure when we'd start again because of COVID and because they're just quite flaky and they don't tell you right away.
Yeah.
So
there wasn't, it's not like...
It's very much, it didn't work.
Bye-bye.
Twiddle your thumbs now.
Yeah, like in a perfect world for me, it would be awesome to be like, cool, that didn't work. I need to know what's happening next.
Yeah.
Next step.
And you're just desperate to go again a lot of the time. I guess it depends on how many times you've done it. But I was just like, come on then, let's try the next one. But you can't just do that.
They did say some reassuring words, didn't they? They said stuff like your body goes through, like, it's quite a regular occurrence for the first attempt to
the
not
fresh
work.
Cycles, yeah.
Because your body's been through so much stuff. It's like...
It's not rested. It's kind of been like turned into chaos.
Yeah.
With all the hormones and everything.
You did have a funny turn, didn't you, at one point when you were doing some of the hormones or something? Were you? Or was that after?
That was after.
Yeah. So it's just so I mean, really, you want to just be like, okay, didn't work, next steps, what are we gonna do? And you don't. You just kind of wait. IVF. If anyone wants to know what IVF is, go into a room with nothing to do and wait. And that's pretty much most of it. Like,
yeah, so true. A lot of waiting around, a lot of nah. So I'd say that's pretty much it for this episode. It's like a bit of a bummer episode, but
not really, because it's not over till it's over. And basically
got a little egg in the freezer.
We've got one egg left, and then we have to wait until they get back to us now to let us know when we're going to put it in and when we're going to do all that
Wouldn't
stuff.
be July because obviously... July, end of July.
I think reassuring...
Maybe August.
They did give us some reassuring words, though. Some of the nurses said, you know, well, you've got one left, so...
It only takes one.
Yeah, it only takes one. Or, you know, what was I going to say? So it only takes one. But the reassurance thing that I took from it was that a lot of them said that... the first attempt is not as successful as the other ones.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, you know, if there's anything, that's kind of good.
Yeah.
That if this one didn't work, then there's better chances of the other one working.
Yeah.
And they were both the same, like, quality and stuff, weren't they? Or similar.
No, one's a 5 something and the other one's a 4 something.
Did they do the fresh with the 4?
They did the fresh with the best one.
Right.
So we've got a less good one in the freezer.
We gotta wait, find out when we can get that frozen one sorted out and everything, and it just kind of fizzled out. Really, it was a bit like
Yeah, so I guess next time we'll tell you a little bit about what happened next.
Yeah.
What the whole thing was, basically.
Yeah, and we appreciate you guys listening and sending us messages and everything. So get in touch with us because if we're just doing this for like no one to watch, there's no point. So if you're going through it and you appreciate what we're doing, or if you want to come on and talk about your story, or just want to say hi or anything, just
give us a shout. Yeah,
just get in touch with us. You can get hold. Becky does the socials at Hope and Mum Dad on Instagram, and pretty much Instagram is the main one, right? Yeah. And then we're putting all the podcast episodes out, so there's going to be a flurry of episodes to get us up to date. You're obviously listening to it now, so there'll be a few more, and then we'll be back onto a kind of slower, more regular kind of weekly cycle.
Cool.
So, right, we'll see you in a bit.
See you soon.